Once there was a little girl who said to her grandfather as they were getting ready for Hanukkah, "You know what I think? I think the shamash has to work so hard. It doesn't look like much fun to be a shamash. All the other candles get to sit there so peacefully, and the shamash actually has to do all this hard work." "Oh no," said her grandfather. "The shamash is the luckiest of the candles. Let me explain that to you. It is so wonderful to get to be the shamash." And so he told her this story. He said, "You know, once there was a little girl about your age who loved to sing. And even when she was sad, she loved to sing. And she brought tunes with her everywhere she went, whether she was at school or she was in her room at night. She even brought tunes with her to the store, when she would go to the grocery store or to the drugstore. And she would just sing. Ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da. Everywhere she went. One day, when she was singing in the store, she walked past an old man. And the old man, it turns out, was feeling very lonely that day, missing his family. He was sad. And he was expecting this trip to the grocery store to be another boring part of this sad day. But in the aisle, he heard a little voice singing a little tune. He heard, "La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, ya da 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 da." And he noticed this little girl. Her voice so sweet, her smile so warm, her eyes so bright, and her tune entered his heart, where before there had been only loneliness and sadness in his heart that day. And he left the store and he began to walk home, humming the little girl's tune all the way home. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. As he turned onto his street, he passed by his neighbor, a woman who was sweeping her front porch. The woman was so tired, feeling so down, it felt like no matter how hard she swept her porch, there was just more dust there. But as she swept, she heard a gentle voice singing a gentle tune. What did she hear? La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. And the woman heard the gentle tune, so soothing, and certainly coming from someone who was just as tired as she was, but somehow he was still cheerful, and his voice, his tune, entered her heart, where before there had been only frustration. She left the porch and walked into her house, humming the old man's tune. Ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da. As she entered her house, she heard sobbing coming from the room of her little boy, a little boy who was wailing. He had been crying all day and all night, and she could not seem to find words to comfort him. So she walked into her son's room, and she sang the tune of the old man. And this little boy heard his mother's voice, and the tune entered his heart and soothed him to sleep. And he was better. "What does that story mean?" asked the little girl to her grandfather. "Ah," said her grandfather, "you see, now there is a little boy, and there is a tired woman, and there is a lonely man who are all sharing the light of one little girl who loved to sing. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. it is with the candles on the Hanukkah menorah, he went on. The shamash gives its light away, and when its light gets given away, it only gets bigger. It only grows, like the tune that more and more and more people sing. The shamash has the best job in the world. The shamash gets to share its light with all the other candles, and they are brighter because of the shamash. And so it is with each of us, he said. The shamash is in each and every one of us. The song we bring, the light we share, the love we give, and the goodness we have, when we give all of that away, it can light up everyone around us, just like the shamash. So it is very good, he said, to get to be the shamash. Light, 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 May this Hanukkah be the year that each and every one of us learns to be a shamash. Shabbat shalom.